What is up, guys? Welcome back to News OS Gaming, and today we have with us me. I know, my own deck profile on my own channel. Weird, haven't had it in a while, but hey. So this week I actually got top 4 here at this 20-something person tournament. Pretty competitive tournament with Voiceless. That's a deck I haven't played in a bit, but I decided to run it back, and it did pretty good for me. So let's start with the main deck. And yeah, first off, we are going to start off with the Ritual Monsters. We're going to go with 2 of the Skull Guardian. This is your big boss monster. Of course, he is a 2 of, because you always like to get another one out here. Really, really good card. Of course, has the Omni Negate. He's a 41. Just a big dude that's hard to deal with. Then we have the one Sarvis. Sarvis is amazing. He can negate special summons and also targeting effects if discarded. You can usually summon him twice in a turn if you open pretty well. And then the other Pendulum here, well, Ritual Pendulum, is going to be Pendulum Wrath. I really like this card. It's really nice to have an extra spell negate, because spells are really, really powerful in this game, so this card just feels natural in this deck. It's really good. You can search it off of this, you can search it off of Saphira. You can't search it off of pre-prep, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's the rituals here, of course. Then for the main monsters here, we have triple Low. Low is your starter, the one you want to see all the time. Then we have 2 Saphira here. This is the best card in the deck. I'll tell you the reason why I'm playing 2 in a second here. Gets you started, ritual summons for you. It is just amazing. A lot of diminishing returns though after you see a couple. Then we have, of course, the old man, who is amazing. Of course, use him to recycle your spells, traps, well, spells only, really. But yeah, so he's really good. He can get a Sarvis out or a Skull Guardian, depending on how you comboed. And then we run these 3, so we can search them with this guy, the one of Bestial Magnamut. I really, really like this deck. I saw somebody play it and I thought it was actually a really good idea. Versus a lot of other decks. A lot of decks have light monsters. You can use this to hit like Alluri or a bunch of other things, Yubel too. So it's just great. You interrupt them and also get one of your starters, which is amazing. So that's the main package here. The next small package here is going to be our triple Diviner and a Trius here. This is mandatory, very, very good. You open this, send it to get this. If you have something to, ritual summon already, you don't have to bring this out. You just, ritual this, because now it becomes 11 because you dumped that. And you still have this in the graveyard to protect your Low from targeting effects. Say you summon Low, this is in the grave already or something. They go Veiler, you go, yeah, dodge. Low gets out of the way, which is really, really nice. And for the last 2 monsters that are non-hand traps here, I'm just going to put them here anyways because they're tribute fodder. It is the 2 Fenrir's here. Fenrir is really good because you can summon him and have an interrupt on your opponent's turn, and then also search for a another material here because he is a level 7. You can use Saphira to ritual summon with him. You can't use the ritual spell, but that's okay. He is that good of a card. You summon him, you search for something else, so you don't get hit the Droll off of this. You just search that mid combo, search the other guy mid combo, so you can use him as a fodder. So that's it for the main monsters. There'll be a little bit more hand trap stuff, but you just want to get the main deck out of the way first, the main part of the deck. For our spells, of course, we are running 3 of the Barrier. This is the best card in the deck, of course. Well, all the cards in this deck are the best cards in the deck. This deck is just awesome. But yeah, so Barrier sets up your negate, gets you your once per turn search. Really, really good card. We are on 1 Blessing here. Blessing recovers whatever you may need, mostly this card here. The Radiance. Radiance lets you summon on your turn or your opponent's. Usually you're summoning on your turn, and then on your opponent's turn you're destroying this and other cards your opponent controls. So being recycled with this is really good, and this is a one-of because it's not a starter, but you can also use it to, you can also recycle this with the main deck, the monster service, not to ritual. And of course the last card here, the last cards here are going to be 2 of the ritual spells here. You really don't need any more than that. 2 is nice because you can keep looping 1 with your Sarvis, keeping 1 in the graveyard so you can search the second with Saphira, or the next card on our list here, which is going to be Pre-Pret, which is part of our, searchy consistency type things. I was on 3 for a while, but I felt like the deck is consistent enough where you really don't need it. And, I understand with the Prosperity hit, it does sound like it'll be better, but, opening up 2 of these in hand is kind of sucks because you can only use it once per turn, so it becomes a dead card at that point. Now, for the draw spells, of course, the One of Prosperity, because, well, it's a one of. I understand why, it's busted. But in a deck like this, you really don't need your extra deck. Besides one card that's absolutely necessary, everything else is, just optional. Good options, but not needed. And so that's why I'm also testing out one pot of Extravagance in this deck. So with this, as long as you don't banish your Dynamundo, you are good to go. And spoiler alert, we are playing 3 of them just because of this. Because we don't want to banish the guy. You don't necessarily need him if you open up really good, but it is nice to have him so you can go ahead and set up your spell and trap at the beginning of your opponent's turn. It's actually really good for that. And then the last spell, of course, is going to be the one called by, because hand traps, specifically Shifter, sucks. After that, we're going to be on our hand traps lineup. We have the 3 Ash, very standard, very good card. We have the 3 Veiler. Again, oops, upside down, very standard, very good card. Then, after that, we have 3 Ash in trap form. Very, very good card. This card is amazing. I love Dominus Purge. It is so good, to be able to Ash your opponent and then Ash your opponent again. Just make sure if you open up these 2 going second, you always use this first. Because if you use this, you can't use your Ash, because this locks you out of a lot of stuff from hand. If you set it, not a problem. The card's amazing if you set it, but if you have it in hand and activate it, you're locked out of basically half the extra deck. Granted, with the draw spells, you're not really using it, but whatever. And then, of course, we played the Imperms or Trap Veilers, if you will, whatever. So we have Ash Veiler, basically. So that is the hand trap lineup here. I think that's really all we need. I was a 42 playing the Ghost Ogre, but I don't think that's necessary, honestly. I might go back to it depending on how things go, but I really don't think it's necessary. Then here for our extra deck, we're going to go with the ones to get low off the field. If you have Blessings, you can get low off the field and then immediately perform a Ritual Summon. If you have stuff in hand, of course, to Ritual Summon with. I'd use a great, of course, Anima, double utility as taking opponent's cards. After that, we have our, as we discussed, our triple Dynamundo. This card is part of the combo. It's really, really good. It's good in Eruption if you have an extra Ritual Engrave. Say you opened, I don't know, Sarvis and a Skull Guardian, and you use the Sarvis as material. If your opponent was able to do something where you're going second, you can shuffle back to Sarvis and something else, when you summon this out, to go ahead and return stuff to the deck, which is really nice. After that, we just have the utility 2s. For back row hate, this probably should be a Lina, but whatever. Still, one of these guys is still really good. Either one you play. This one's obviously better against a lot of other decks, so if you go ahead and Magnamut, you can make this and take another monster they control to go up into other things we have. We have of course, the IP and the SP. Of course, great combo package here. SP is a really, really powerful card. We don't go into it often, but we absolutely can. Of course, our main goal is to go for the ritual guys, but hey, if you can make these, why not? And then here for the final link, of course, we have the white woman jump scare, sorry. So she here, if your opponent makes an unaudible guy, you just go ahead and summon this and, no more unaudible guy. Alright, for the synchros here, we run 3. Well, I'm going to show off the first 2 first. This is for your Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph. This card is really good against Tenpai because it just says you can't have your battle phase, and Tenpais are all about their battle phase. Only thing that sucks is if they're able to get a Bestial and, beat over this or crash into it, which kind of sucks. Otherwise, though, great card. It basically stops Tenpai in their tracks. And then, of course, the Chaos Angel, which can make off of the Trias and a Low. Really, really good card, really good beater. Next, the only Xyz in the deck is going to be the Sky Crisis here. This card is amazing. If you get stopped mid-combo and your opponent already went off, you can make this and start to slam that thing to board slowly. Return one thing to the hand and then punch over. And the last cards in the deck here are going to be the 2 things you can send off of Diviner, a Search and a Pop. Really, really good cards. We don't really need the extra deck that much, so honestly we could double up on these by taking some of the cards out here, but yeah, that's pretty much the deck, and I'll take it to pass me here for the outro. First game was against Yubel, cooked him. Second game was with Tenpai. He got me game 1. I destroyed him on the crack mat. Third game was, what was it, Blackwings. It was funny, we just had a Fenrir and a low, kept him attacking. We had hand traps, but that was enough to kill him. And then game 3, I ended up misplaying against Snake Eye. I'm sorry, game 4. Round 4. Misplayed against Snake Eye and lost. Still made top 4 though. For my top 8 match, we went up against Ritual Beast, 2-0'd him. He was able to shift her, but only after I already made a board, so not a problem. And then the Tenpai player got the run back, and he destroyed me. But for right now, that's the deck. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe. I am at 500 finally, so merch will be dropping soon. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Tony behind the camera. Shout out to Sci-Fi and all the other locals we have here. There's a bunch. Primal, Epic, Evo, blah, 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 all that. Cool stores, DFW. Great place to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyways, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.